My companion and I had been teaching a gentleman named Gary for a few months. He had agreed to be baptized and was looking forward to his baptism date. But one day he came into the visitor center very cold, very discouraged, very frustrated, and very unsure of his decision to get baptized. And so my companion and I sat down and talked with him. The visitor center was really busy and chaotic, as Gary was sharing with us how he wasn't sure if he wanted to be baptized. He had many stresses that were going on in his life. His marriage had basically ended, he was living separately from his wife, and the family had fallen apart. It was a pretty hard time for him. My companion and I kept talking to him, but he either fought or disagreed with everything we said. I remember distinctly that there was all this energy going into the visitor center, because it was so busy and crowded with missionaries giving people tours. I felt like I was going in circles with Gary and not getting anything accomplished. My companion and I reached a point where we just stopped talking. Gary stopped talking as well, and we just sat there for several minutes. During those few minutes, I looked out and I could see the Christus statue and the reflection of the Washington, D.C. temple. I could sense that a calmness was coming into the visitor center. But then, people had moved into different parts of the center. A lot of people had finished tours and left. The visitor center had become peaceful and physically prepared the way for the Spirit to come and touch Gary's heart. And after a few minutes of waiting for things to calm down, we talked to Gary about Moroni's promise in Moroni chapter 10. We testified to the promise that if he would ask God to know if he should be baptized or not, and to rely on the testimony that he already had of Joseph Smith in the Book of Mormon, that he would be able to receive the Spirit of truth. And after that, we were able to talk to Gary. He stopped fighting us on things and was listening with the Spirit. And as a result, he left the visitor center having dealt with his confusion and arrived at a place where he could feel the Spirit of God, the Spirit of peace, and know that his decision to be baptized was right and could give him strength in his life.